All right, ever imagine being the one who really gets how to keep things safe? Like not just setting an alarm, but understanding all the tech behind it.
It's interesting, right?
Yeah. So in this deep dive, we're tackling security alarm technicians. We're going deep on what they do, how to become one, all of that. And we've got some great info from RoleCatcher to guide us.
What always gets me is we picture the alarms, the sensors, all that hardware,
For sure.
but we forget there's a person making sure it all works, someone bridging that gap between the tech and us regular folks.
Right. So it's not just knowing which wire goes where. What all goes into being a security alarm technician?
They're like the first line of defense, you know? Think break-ins, fires, anything like that. They install it all, the sensors, the control panels, everything.
So it's like high tech meets peace of mind.
And the cool part is, it's not just set it and forget it. They test it all, fix any problems, and actually teach people how to use the system.
Like tech support, but for your security. That's pretty sweet.
Exactly. They ditch the jargon, make sure you feel comfortable using your own security system. It's a whole experience.
Okay, that's awesome. But how's the job market looking for this kind of work?
Yeah.
Got to know if there's a future in it, right?
Oh, yeah. And get this. The Bureau of Labor Statistics says employment for security alarm technicians should grow like 8% by 2029.
8%. That's huge. Is it just because of, like, those late night commercials scaring everyone?
It's bigger than that. Think about it. Wireless tech means easier installs, more flexible systems, no more ripping up your walls for wires. Plus, everyone wants a smart home these days.
And security is a big part of that.
Exactly. And then businesses have to keep up with regulations. Security is a big deal there, too. All of this means good news for anyone wanting to get into this line of work.
Okay, so there's definitely a demand for it. But like any job, there's got to be pros and cons. What are some of the best parts of being a security alarm technician?
Well, first off, the job security is great. People always need to protect their stuff. That's not going away. Plus, it's hands-on. You're not stuck at a desk all day.
You get to see the impact of your work.
Exactly. And let's be honest, you're bringing people peace of mind. That's rewarding.
For sure. But now for the flip side, what are some challenges someone might face in this line of work?
Well, it can be physical. You're on your feet a lot, maybe in some tight spaces, attics, that kind of thing.
I'm getting claustrophobic just thinking about it.
And you're dealing with the elements sometimes, rain or shine. The install has to happen.
Okay, so maybe not for everyone. But if you're up for the challenge, are there ways to move up in this field?
Think of it as a career path, not just a job.
Okay, I like that.
RoleCatcher lays it all out, from starting out all the way to being top dog.
So let's say I'm just starting, toolbox in hand. What am I doing day to day?
It's like an apprenticeship. You're learning on the job from the pros.
No.
Helping with installs, getting to know all the different systems.
Lots of watch and learn at first.
You got it. It's all about soaking up knowledge, how to install, maintain, troubleshoot, all of that. Because, you know, tech has a mind of its own sometimes.
That's where the human touch comes in, right? Figuring out why something's not working.
Exactly. Plus, you're watching how experienced techs talk to clients, make them comfortable with the system.
Because no one wants a security system they don't know how to use. So you're picking up people skills from day one.
Exactly.
Okay, so once you've got those basics down, what's next?
Then you're looking at more independence, maybe handling smaller installs on your own, fixing common problems.
More responsibility, bigger tool belt.
The works. You got it. You're taking ownership, becoming the go-to person for certain things.
That's got to feel good. But what about that next step up?
Now you're talking about leading whole projects, talking directly with clients, figuring out their needs, maybe even designing custom solutions.
Wow. So you're like the architect of their security system.
That's a good way to put it. And at this level, you might even start training those entry-level techs yourself.
Passing on the knowledge. I love that. Okay, but what about the top of the ladder? The super experienced techs.
That's where you become a real expert. Not just installing, but creating security plans, managing teams, making sure everything's top-notch.
Security gurus.
You could say that. You're the one everyone looks to, clients and newbies alike. And you have to stay ahead of the game, new tech, all of that.
Always learning. Sounds like a lot of pressure, but also really rewarding.
Absolutely.
This whole deep dive has been eye-opening. It's way more than just knowing how to install an alarm. You need problem-solving skills, communication, leadership, the works.
It's true. And that brings us to what you need to really succeed in this field. The essential skills that go beyond just the technical stuff.
Okay, so we know you need the technical know-how. But you said it's not just about being a wiring whiz, right?
Right. You're working with people, explaining complicated things. Customer service is huge in this line of work.
Making sure you don't get that deer in the headlights look when you start talking about circuits and stuff.
Exactly. Every client's different. Building trust is key, making sure they understand their system and feel good about using it.
So it's a relationship, not just a transaction.
I like that.
But things don't always go as planned. Right.
Yeah.
What about those moments where you have to think on your feet?
That's where critical thinking comes in. Maybe there's a weird wiring issue or a system that's not playing nice with other smart home stuff. You have to be adaptable.
So being a quick thinker is important. But how do you keep up with all the new technology? It changes so fast.
That's why you have to be a lifelong learner. New tech, new threats, things are always changing. You have to be ready for that.
Always be learning.
Exactly. It's not just a job, it's a journey.
That's a great way to look at it.
And speaking of resources for this journey, we've got to mention RoleCatcher. Their platform can be a huge help.
RoleCatcher is amazing. It's like having a cheat code for your career.
Right. Their career guides are incredible. They've got over 3,000 of them on all sorts of jobs, and they go into detail telling you what skills you need, potential salary, even giving you sample interview questions.
Talk about being prepared.
Yeah.
Their interview prep is top-notch.
Seriously. They don't just throw questions at you, they help you craft great answers and practice your delivery.
Like having a personal coach in your pocket. No more interview jitters.
And their job searching tool is a lifesaver. It pulls in listings from all over, so you're not wasting time on a million different sites.
It's a game changer. Whether you're just starting out or looking for a change, RoleCatcher's got your back. But we've talked a lot about what the job is now. Let's talk about the future. So, tech is changing crazy fast. What does that mean for the future of security alarm technicians? Are we going to see robots installing alarms soon?
Maybe. But seriously, it's a good question. We're already seeing a shift towards smarter systems, way more connected than before.
It's not just about an alarm going off anymore.
Not at all. We're talking systems that can tell if a window breaks, if there's a leak, even carbon monoxide, all kinds of stuff.
Wow, so they're like watching out for everything.
Yeah.
But what does that mean for the technicians themselves? Are they going to be replaced by all this tech?
That's the thing. I actually think their role gets even more important. Someone's got to install and manage all this stuff, right?
Makes sense. You need someone who understands it all.
Exactly. They'll need to be experts in security and networking, smart homes, cybersecurity, all of it.
So it's like the skills are evolving too. They're not just security alarm technicians. They're like tech gurus.
Right. But it's not just about knowing the tech. As these systems get more complex, being able to explain it all to people matters even more.
For sure. When it comes to security, sometimes you just want to talk to a real person.
Exactly. So those human skills, communication, problem solving, those are going to be key.
So they're tech experts and they can talk to people. Sounds like a valuable skill set.
It is. The future of this field is all about that balance. High tech, high touch. They're not just installing a system, they're shaping how we live and work.
That's a great way to put it. Well, if this deep dive has you curious, head over to RoleCatcher. They've got tons of resources on this and tons of other careers too. Who knows, maybe you'll be the expert on this show someday talking about the future of security. But until then, keep learning, keep exploring, and we'll catch you on the next deep dive.